Have you ever felt a strange tension when sharing your good news with someone? Maybe they smile, but their eyes look distant, or they congratulate you, yet somehow it doesn't feel sincere. Jealousy is one of those emotions that almost nobody admits to, but it shows itself in countless subtle ways. It can quietly shape how people treat us, and if we're not paying attention, we might overlook the signs until the relationship begins to feel draining or confusing. The truth is, jealousy isn't always about malice. Sometimes it comes from insecurity, fear, or unspoken comparisons. But whatever its roots, it often reveals itself in consistent patterns of behavior. Understanding these patterns can help you see people's reactions for what they truly are, and most importantly, help you protect your peace of mind. Backhanded compliments. The first sign is backhanded compliments that cut both ways. A jealous person often struggles to offer straightforward praise. Instead, they hide criticism inside a compliment. For example, "You did a great job on that project considering you're new at this." Or, "That's a nice outfit, it actually suits you." On the surface, these statements sound supportive, but they carry an undercurrent of dismissal. Psychologists describe this as a defense strategy. Instead of admitting envy, the jealous person minimizes your accomplishment to preserve their own self-esteem. Backhanded compliments reveal attention. They want to appear kind, but they can't resist reminding you and themselves that your achievement doesn't place you above them. Over time, these remarks can feel exhausting because you never know if the words you hear are genuine or veiled criticism. Withheld enthusiasm. The second sign is lukewarm reactions and withheld enthusiasm. Another indicator of jealousy is when someone doesn't respond to your success with the excitement you'd expect. Imagine telling a friend about a promotion and they simply say, "Cool," before changing the subject, or sharing that you're in a happy relationship and their reaction is silence. Social psychologists have observed that envy dampens emotional expression. When people feel jealous, it's hard for them to celebrate you without also confronting their own sense of lack. That's why their reactions often feel muted. It's not that they don't hear you, it's that they can't allow themselves to feel joy for you, because it highlights what they don't have. Over time, this subtle withholding can chip away at your confidence in the relationship. Hidden competition. The third sign is hidden competition. Jealousy often transforms admiration into rivalry. You mention your achievement and suddenly the conversation becomes about theirs. You buy something new, and they quickly get something better. This behavior reflects what psychologists call upward comparison. Seeing someone else succeed triggers an uncomfortable awareness of one's own position. So, the jealous person tries to level the playing field by competing. The key difference between healthy motivation and jealousy is intent. Competition driven by jealousy isn't about growth. It's about proving they're not behind you. Over time, what should be joyful moments can feel like entering a contest you never signed up for. Gossip and undermining. The fourth sign is gossip and subtle undermining. When jealousy grows too heavy to hide, it often comes out sideways through gossip or passive sabotage. A jealous colleague might make a harmless joke about your success in front of others. A friend may repeat a distorted version of your story that makes you seem less impressive. Carl Jung described this kind of behavior through the concept of the shadow, the hidden parts of ourselves that we reject and do not want to face. When someone struggles with jealousy, they may project their own insecurities onto you, attacking indirectly because it is easier than acknowledging those feelings within themselves. Gossip in this sense is not just casual talk. It becomes a psychological defense, a way of disowning what they cannot accept in their own lives. Harsh criticism. The fifth sign is excessive or unfair criticism. Constructive criticism can help us grow, but jealousy-driven criticism has a different quality. It's not about helping you improve, it's about knocking you down. For instance, you share a creative project and they point out only flaws, or you tell them about a new opportunity and they say, "That doesn't sound so special." Here too, Jung's idea of the shadow applies. Often, what people attack in others reflects what they cannot accept in themselves. By projecting their own insecurities onto you, they feel temporarily relieved of carrying them. The criticism becomes less about you and more about the parts of themselves they wish to deny. Understanding this makes it easier to see that such criticism, though hurtful, says more about them than about your worth. Body language leaks. The sixth sign is body language that reveals what words conceal. Jealousy doesn't only show in speech, it often leaks through physical expression. According to Paul Ekman's research on micro-expressions, even suppressed emotions reveal themselves in fleeting facial cues. A jealous person might congratulate you, but their eyes betray resentment. They may force a laugh, but their body stiffens, or they avoid eye contact when you talk about your happiness. Over time, these subtle signals form a pattern. Even if the words sound supportive, the body reveals the truth. Learning to read these cues helps you recognize when support is real and when it is only performed. Silent withdrawal. The seventh sign is silent withdrawal and emotional distance. Not all jealousy looks like attack. Sometimes it shows up as retreat. Someone who once spent time with you may become distant. They stop reaching out, stop celebrating your wins, and gradually fade into the background. This withdrawal is often a defense mechanism. Being around you reminds them of their own insecurities, so they retreat rather than confront those feelings. While it may not be malicious, it can still feel painful. You may wonder what you did wrong, when in reality, the shift has more to do with their inner struggles than with you. Imitation without credit. The eighth sign is imitation without credit. Jealousy can surface as copying. Someone may adopt your style, your habits, even your ideas, but instead of acknowledging you as inspiration, they present it as their own. This behavior stems from a desire to share in your identity or success without admitting envy. Psychologically, imitation can sometimes be flattering, but in this context it's competitive. It's less about admiration and more about closing the gap between what you have and what they don't. Over time, it can feel as though your individuality is being mirrored without respect, and the relationship takes on a strange competitive undertone. Jealousy is part of the human experience, but when it hides behind smiles, silence, or criticism, it can distort relationships and drain our energy. From backhanded compliments and muted reactions to competition, gossip, criticism, body language, withdrawal, and imitation, these 8 subtle signs give us clues that someone may be struggling with envy. Recognizing these patterns isn't about judging others, it's about protecting your peace and understanding what's really happening beneath the surface. Now, think about your own experiences. Have you ever noticed these subtle signs of jealousy in your life?